a guy who lacks understanding. Flee from that guy. There's nothing like that. Like, oh, I want to get married because I want to stop womanizing. Hello. He wants to make you a mother and not a wife. He could as well go to these people who do this surrogacy and stuff like that. In this day, who wants to be a house husband? Flee from a man who is not self-sustaining. You attract who you are. Relationships are basically supposed to give us some sort of an idea of who we are going to be dealing with for the rest of our lives on earth. Okay, so whenever you are in a relationship, chances are you really want this relationship to end up in marriage, and so you are kind of studying each other. But there are so many things or significant things most of us, choose to ignore, not intentionally, if the word choose makes it seem intentional, but probably because we feel we are so much in love, we kind of brush off these traits when we see them, and then its intent affects us, in marriage. Now, whoever you are ending up with in marriage is supposed to be a lifetime partner. Nobody wishes to be in a relationship or in a marriage and then at the end of the day they end up divorcing. Nobody plans for divorce. It's not something that is planned. It happens unexpectedly due to a lot of factors and all of that. And so in this video I'm going to share with you, my ladies, 7 traits you shouldn't ignore at all in your relationship. Look, marriage is a lifetime something, and you don't want to live the rest of your life or years in marriage miserably. So flee from any relationship you are in if you notice any of these 7 traits in that particular man. Now, this is not to say the person should be Mr. Perfect, because there is no perfect person out there, first off. And so, if you see the person has these weaknesses and still is trying very hard to work on them some way, somehow, and you think there is a maximum amount of contribution from the person's side to curb this foregoings, fine, it's okay, you can manage it, and some other stuffs are also very manageable. But these traits I'm about to share with you, they are not negotiable. When you see them, please flee for your life. And so without much ado, let's get right into the video, ladies. Welcome back to Do You with Esenam. If today happens to be the first time you're watching my video, this is Esenam and you're welcome to Do You with Esenam. Please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and share with your loved ones and friends. The first thing would be a guy who lacks understanding. Flee from that guy. Guys who lack understanding turns out to be people who are not able to make the right decisions. It's not like everybody makes perfect decisions every time, a 100 perfect decision, no. But they just don't have the tenacity to make the right decision because they lack understanding. People like that are easily swayed. They are mostly full of themselves and they think they are smarter than the whole planet put together. It's very difficult to reason with people like this, like you trying to let the person know that, oh, come on, this and this is it. And then the person is, misquoting, trying to change the whole thing. Like, you can never agree on anything. Please run for your life. My ladies, the second thing you should flee from is a guy who is morally weak. Now, everybody's got their, their personal definition for moral, and it cuts across tribes, religions, people, all walks of lives. Okay, so your moral values and the way you think of morality may differ from someone else, but I think everybody have their own, status quo when it comes to a particular moral attribute. Okay, if this guy is morally weak, then you're in serious trouble. Because, in my perspective or definition for morally weak, we are talking about guys who are all about, like, they are all over the place with different kinds of women from all walks of life. And you think marriage will cure fornication or is going to cure their womanizing? Hell no. There's nothing like that. Like, oh, I want to get married because I want to stop womanizing. Hello. Ever heard of adultery? Which people do commit that? So beware of that guy. If he cheats on you 1, 2, 3, and you're like, oh, he's gonna stop the moment he puts a ring on it. I am sorry for you, sis. Run for your life. This is another thing you shouldn't condone when you're in a relationship. Supposing you're in a relationship with this guy and he tells you this. I want you to be the mother of my children. Maybe you should give birth to 1, 2, 3 kids, and then we can, move on to, formalize our relationship, kind of a marriage, something. He wants to make you a mother and not a wife. If that is what he keeps saying, you have to get pregnant before I marry you, you have to bear my children before I marry you, he could as well go to these people who do this surrogacy and stuff like that to carry his children for him. Or what do you think? The next thing I want to talk about is a guy who is irresponsible. You're with this person who is lazy, who doesn't want to work. All he knows how to do is to dress up, put on some shadow. The ladies out there would, be drooling over him anyhow, anyway. And that's all he knows how to do. He doesn't want to work. In this day, who wants to be a house husband? If there is anything like that, and you are in a relationship with this guy, and you are always preparing food for him, and he's always enjoying it, and he cannot for once, even actually say, oh, babe, take this and, get us something to eat or prepare something to eat, and it's always from you. Please start advising yourself. Flee from a man who is not self-sustaining. Flee. Take to your heels. You won't suffer. Nobody wants to suffer. It's not like there's going to be 100% supply of, stuffs all the time. The fact that the person was working and then the person lost his job and all of those things. There are so many inconsistencies and happenings in life that you could not actually blame the individual for. But then, if the person is not making any efforts, if the person is not, the person is just comfortable with his state of joblessness, of irresponsibility, then you don't suffer, oh, my sister. You don't suffer. Chai. This guy should know where he's going to before he actually drives you along. And if you think that is not right, then, well, you are in for your own wahala. See, you attract who you are. And so if you think you are going to get anybody who is any better than you, then please start psyching your mind again. And let it synchronize with the fact that what you are is what you would attract. When you realize this guy you are dating or in a relationship with is a follower rather than a leader, leave him. Men are naturally leaders, okay? They are born leaders. If you are dating this guy who cannot make decisions for himself, who is an impulse buyer, who has no plan, and to worsen the case, this person lives beyond his means. What else are you waiting for? Like, what are you doing there? Hello? Now, to conclude with, leave him if he is not a lover. The fact that the person is a lover does not mean the person, is always in bed with you, satisfying your fantasies and pleasures and blah 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 and all of that. Nah, that's not it at all. Sex is not love. If he's not a lover, it means he cannot treat you with respect. He's not a lover when he's deceptive. When he begins to hide things from you, he begins to lie about this one thing, and that, and that, and that. He's not a lover when he begins to look down on you, when he takes advantage of you and cannot forgive you. Please run for your life, because if he's not a lover, chances are he's engulfed in envy, he's soaked with bitterness and pride and revenge, especially if the person is coming from a relationship prior to yours and had actually gone through a series of broken hearts and all of that. Then that person is not a lover. Please run for your life. He's supposed to be in love with you, and you are supposed to submit in love, okay? If this is not working in your relationship, run for your life. You know those kind of guys who are always like, do you remember 2020 when you did that and that and that? How can these are supposed to be like ladies, holding grudges for that long? But if this guy happens to be somebody who holds grudges for eternity, please run for your life. So I hope I've actually shared or thrown light on, certain things you have to take note of as a lady who is in a relationship, and things you need not to condone or negotiate on when it comes to these behavioral traits, okay, in these guys you are going out with or in the guy you are actually in a relationship with. With that said, I'm sorry guys if I've exposed you too much. Just bear with me and just be good. Change for the better. And let me know in the comment section if you have any other traits you think should be added or removed, and let's learn together. Thank you so much for spending time to watch this video. I really appreciate it, and I hope you learned a thing or two. Until my next video, don't forget to do you, and do you. Bye-bye.